SFB Addict here. Just updated the Vassal module with update 19 for the Starfleet Battles Cadet module, and I'll just briefly go over what they are for this quick little vid. So, started using the area of effect for ESGs. So let's show you that. So under ESG, there is now an option for ESGs here, and there's the old way of doing it here with the shift number pad. So let's go in. As you can see, it's a slightly faded color. Let me do another one on top of that. So let's do range 3. Now you'll notice that it is a solid ESG, not a hollow one. Let me add another one here. So you can see a slight color difference here. Now this is with the gray background, so it's a little bit more distinct on a black background or one of the other maps. But anyway, that's the solid ESG. Actually, here, let me close the game and actually pull up one of the other maps. Here, same thing again with a black background. So a little easier to see on a black background. But that's the new method of doing the ESG. The old way of doing it is still there. Now the old way is more accurate because the ESG is hollow. But as you notice, there's a big square around the graphic when we use this methodology. Whereas with this methodology, the only square is the piece itself. And of course it does move with the counter. Okay, cleaned up the menus a little bit. Yes, I did. So, example 1 was having ESG as its own menu. Movement has now got the marked moved and movement trail added into the movement menu. And there is an EW status menu which now contains ECM and ECCM. Change the MV button. Okay, when a piece is moved, it gets marked moved, and you can click the CM button. It's no longer MV, it's now CM for clear moved, to remove the marking of being moved. Now there's also a fired marking, which can be removed with CF for clear fire. Which appears to not be working. Okay, let's try this with another ship. Because I did test this, it was working. But it appears to not be working. Okay, so there might be an update number 2 for update 19. I have to look into why this isn't working, but it should be clearing the fire. Anyway, add a dice option for 20 and 40 DAC rolls and change the DAC table so that the top left square, W instead of a Q there, roll die now rolls a die. So let's show you that. So if I click roll die, it rolls a die. You can also still just go up here and go into your DAC rolls here, and as you can see there's a 20 and a 40. And you've also got a right click for 20, 10, and one DAC roll and a delete. And we've also got a 50% reduced. That's the normal damage allocation chart. And it does the same thing, but there's a time delay on it because of the size of the number of items on it. So I made a smaller one to see if that speeds it up, and it did actually speed it up by a small amount. 1002, 1003, 1004. So 4 seconds to get the die roll result when you click on it. Same thing when you click on it, it's going to be about 4 seconds before the box itself colors in. And again, you got your options here on the menu. So it took 4 seconds for the small one. Let's click it and see how long it takes for the big one. 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000. About the same amount of time. Change the graphical impulse procedure chart so that each stage can be highlighted individually and separately. So, sequence of play, SOP charts. So it used to be that every time you clicked, it would highlight the next item down, no matter where you went. But as you can see here, you can now click items individually and separately. And you also got a right-click menu for the same thing. So if you want to undo resolve damage, you can pull out the menu and click it, or you can just click on the stage itself. And you got a clear and a delete. And the same thing happens for the other two. You can highlight each stage separately. Made a tutorial log file and fixed a misalignment on the Federation CA Phaser 3s. So despite the fact it's one of the oldest ships there is, oops, didn't want pieces, I wanted SSDs. The Phaser 3 number 1 was actually about 1/3 of the way in on the box, and then over to the left outside of the box for clicking. But now you can click inside the box anywhere, and it does the damage properly. And there is a log file where you can, when you start the client directly, there is an option there we go. So when you start up a new opening of the game, you have an option here to load tutorial. And basically you read the chat and click the button, and as you click the button, the next entry in the log file comes up and it walks you through basically the first scenario. Okay, so that's it for this quick little update video, and I guess I'm going to have to dig into why that fired option wasn't working. Okay, that's it for now.